Wednesday night, part 2 of this great week. St. Ricketts, Kingdom Fall, off the debut self-titled album, St. Ricketts, www.stricketts.com. And the New York and Los Angeles Weekly Times, 2 awesome entertainment publications, ranked us as a top 50 show in the entire world. As I always say, you can find out why. Tuesdays and Wednesday nights. Big thumbs up for my man, Derek Feldman in the house. What's up, bro? So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday night, and we are back 100% live. This is the You Show, our Wednesday night edition. You. And I promise co-host will be back soon. I know everybody tunes in for the co-host. They'll be back soon. We're working on some few things. We may actually take a few Wednesdays off after this, as we have a project that came up that we're trying to work on and see if we can establish to add a little flair to Wednesday evenings. We got a fun one in store for you tonight, as always. Coming up around 8:30 this evening, we welcome Vose to the program. Picture's a little small, but Vose, a artist who I've known for some time. I don't know if I'm supposed to disclose it. We'll find out when they come out. Around 8:30 tonight, Vose, a brand new band in the area. Just another amazing band in this local PA scene. And reached out to me and said, how about the Yo Show? And I said, why not? And I noticed lately I've been looking, and there is a bunch of podcasts popping up doing local artist, independent artist, original artist, and it's wonderful. Get them exposure, get them all the exposure they could possibly handle. But keep in mind, for about 8 or 9 years now, and got over 400 and some episodes, this has been your place, and we've had some of the best in entertainment and adult film, local music, independent artists, authors, athletes, you name it. They've been here, the Yo Show. We've been cranking out strong. We keep it up tonight with Vose around 8:30 this evening. I want to remind you about a couple great things happening this weekend, and I'll be at some of them this Saturday at XL Live in Harrisburg, PA. It is a big show. Let's get the banner out here. Here's our dudes from Defiant, along with Ruinous, 6th Century, Lives Lost, and Light the Lamp. It's going to be a great one. Tickets still available at the door for $20. Doors open at 6. Harrisburg, PA, XL Live, Defiant, Ruinous, 6th Century, Lives Lost, and Light the Lamp. Now that, if you ask what everybody has in common there, except Light the Lamp, they've all been guests of the Yo Show. And I can promise you, all great people, all great bands. Worth checking it out. And if you don't get to that one, that's okay. Because this Sunday, at the Rusty Nail, our good friends Lady White Rat. That's right. Check out the Eagles game earlier. After the game, let's come down and celebrate at the Nail with Lady White Rat. It's going to be going this Sunday night. A lot of great stuff coming up in the world of music. And then the world of sports too. Because as you know, and I will drop this gigantic banner here because put it up and boom, it's just larger than life. Our Philadelphia Eagles, of course, play this Sunday against the kind of the upstart Los Angeles Rams. And the Rams have been hot. They've been playing well. They've got the LA thing on their side. But they come to Philadelphia this weekend for a big playoff action. Pulling hard for our Eagles. We'll talk about that in a second. I wanted to say something here because I noticed I got this hoodie on again tonight. And, of course, it's grunt style. And, of course, it's the American flag. But it's the American flag which shouts out the military, police, dispatch, ambulance, of course, firefighters. And as we say again, the fires in LA and Palisades and just all over. big props to the firemen. Big props to everybody. I keep on the wrong side. Our heroes, if you will, who are out there fighting hard. And the people at Grunt Style make these awesome hoodies and T-shirts, etc., and donate money to these great causes. And right now, as I said, not to dwell on it, but it's been pretty wild out there in California right now with these fires, etc. So we give a big shout out to the people at, I got it right, at Grunt Style for supporting our heroes. We absolutely love that. We thank them for that as well. And yeah, man, let's just keep it going. Good people at Grunt Style. We did mention the Eagles. It is this weekend. It is the Los Angeles Rams. And the Eagles are coming out like 6-point favorites. It's a lot against a team that's red hot like the Rams. Their defense has improved. Their offense has a lot of talent on it. You know, the Kyron Williams of the world and Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. And a lot of people are praising Matt Stafford and how he's a wily veteran who knows how to play these big games. So, yeah, the Eagles are going to be on point. But their defense has been hot, looked great last week. Jalen doing the things and doing enough to get us to victory. And again, it's about victory. Like Seth Gruner said, had 2 touchdowns, had 131 yards, ran the ball a little bit, did what he needed to do to win the ball game. It's going to be a great one this Sunday. I am really looking forward to it. The NFL playoffs are absolutely heating up. And if you're not a football fan, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you're waiting for. If you're a football fan, you absolutely know what you're waiting for. We got a lot cooking up. The divisional round starts Saturday at 4:30. Houston Texans traveling to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs, the defending champs. Saturday night, 8 o'clock, the Washington Commanders travel to Detroit to take on the Lions, a heavy favorite by many to win the NFC. And, of course, Sunday, we got a doubleheader. We got the Rams and Eagles, of course, 3 o'clock, right here in Philadelphia. And the Ravens traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. But we sure got a lot of great stuff going on. NFL playoff time. And it's one of my favorite times of the year. Let's get ready for it. Let's get ready for our Eagles. Let's get ready for some music. We're going to play some from Vose tonight. And we spoke earlier today, and he gave me a couple of recommendations. I said, it's funny you recommend them because they're the ones that I have. The brand new album, All Consuming Static Eyes, is out right now on all your major sources. Let's check out Static Eyes right now. This will be the first one we'll play for you tonight. Static Eyes. The band again is Vose. We'll be playing it here. It's about 2.5 minutes long, so we'll play that. We'll come back for the Yo Show. Let's have a great night tonight. Vose coming up at 8:30. I'm going to play one right now. Static Eyes. We'll be right back. Live Wednesday night. This is the Yo Show.
Together, I am the glue. Feel hitting trash, yeah, I built this for roots. Crushing my dreams like there's something to prove. Wasting my life like there's nothing to lose. Out the winter winds, they blow so cold. Don't you feel it, system overload? Ones and zeros, and the world cold. But I did you, losing sleep, no hand across a burning bridge. You feed me blood and feed me money. Decimate the TV highway, static eyes that caught bad vibes. All hell void of dollar signs. Just pull the plug, unleash the flow of the digital love.
Do not buy new windows.
Oh, sorry about that. All right. Static Eyes. Vose is the band, and we'll be joined by them at 8:30. Very excited for that. Love the sound. Very unique, very different, fun, cool, a little dark, a little tingly, if you will. I like it. Good stuff by the fellas from Vose. We spoke last night. We talked a lot about the Eagles and playoff football and etc. And if you missed it, first of all, where you been? Second of all, we want to give another big shout out to my man Jim Murphy, whose book Inner Excellence, which I like to call the A.J. Brown book, is now the #1 book on Amazon. It actually leaped over 530,000 spots to get the #1. Oh, because A.J. Brown was reading it on the sideline, which is a marvel to me. But congratulations. And they've got like socks out now to say Inner Excellence on them with a picture of A.J. Brown. And now there's those silly rumors today that Mike Vrabel is going to become the coach of the Patriots and try to go back after A.J. Brown. Wasn't Mike Vrabel the head coach when they traded A.J. Brown to Philly? Interesting, to say the least. But this Inner Excellence thing, now imagine like this overnight, overwhelming kind of success, if you will. We'd love it. We would kill for it to have somebody come on this show one night and pop the next day and boom. And that's what's happened here, all because A.J. Brown sits on the sideline and reads it, and everybody's making their assumptions, and he had come out and said, it calms me, keeps me from going crazy on the sidelines like I've been doing throughout the season. So why not? Let him read. Let him relax. Let him focus. Couple wins away from the Super Bowl. Got to get past the Rams and then the winner of the Commanders and Lions. And I'll tell you what, man. Everybody's on upset alert this week. It's no cakewalk for the Lions. No cakewalk for the Eagles. Texans, I don't know what they got for the Chiefs. Bills, Ravens, that game can go either way. So it's going to be a tough week. Let's hope our Eagles can pull it out and get to the NFC Championship and hopefully a Super Bowl. Read more Inner Excellence. Why not? Seems to be working. My feet are very cold tonight. I didn't turn on the heater. Who knows? We've been talking for a little bit now about a guest that's coming up on our show. Of course, the Circus Hearts will be coming on in late February. The word is just out today, officially. Now I think I can announce it officially, that the Circus Hearts will be playing at Harrah's Chester, part of the loud local scene. Elena Brocas is bringing that to life. And that'll be February the 28th. Circus Hearts. Harrah's Chester for another live show, and they'll be on our program on the 25th to talk about that. Very excited. Congratulations, guys. Elena, I know she wanted to book this one. This is a cool venue, casino area. It's going to be nice. Come check it out. We'll have more details about it as it kicks in. Kinsey King's in the house. A big yo to you, brother. One of my favorite new bands. Talking about new bands like Vose, you got these guys too. Kinsey King doing a great job, practicing hard. They performed at the Rusty Nail. And then we root for these dudes. And Kinsey's always out here on our program checking out these bands as well and recommending and listening and just being a great member of the scene, dude, and we thank you for that, of course, Kinsey King. The kind of an interesting story I was reading today, and maybe I'm off base with where it's getting at, but the Texas Supreme Court is preparing to hear a case of age verification for porn sites. Now, there was, if I read this correctly, a representative from Pornhub said that this kind of takes away free rights and their ability to post these videos without having to have disclaimers and etc. And the court came back with, well, not just anybody should be getting their hands on adult content and porn. I have to kind of agree with that. You certainly don't want young kids, because nowadays everybody's got their hands on a phone or a tablet or a laptop. It's easy to get to, but you definitely want your age limit. You definitely want age verification. You want to know who's going on these sites and how old they are. And how they're going to verify it, I don't know. But it would make a little bit of sense to me, in my mind, to have age verification. And I don't know, and Pornhub said that they were going to protest and take their site down in Texas and not run it through there. And I don't know. I don't know whose side to take. I know people start saying that, the new regime in this country is going to take away a lot of rights, like the porn industry and etc. No, it's not. Age verification is not a curse, in my eyes anyway. I was a little surprised when I read that today. I'm like, wow, let's lay it out there tonight and see just how silly it sounds. It sounds even more silly than it originally did, or today when I was reading it. There was no, I don't see an issue with trying to regulate who's watching adult content. That's why it's called adult content. If it wasn't that big of a deal, it would be everybody content. All right? That's my 2 cents. I'm throwing it out there. That's why I need a co-host to tell me how stupid I sound. We did fire up like 4 of them from Vose. So let's play another one before he comes out here. Slot Machine is the next one. This is a good tune. I'm going to fire it up right here and load it up. It's about 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Our guest tonight from his new album, All Consuming Static Eyes, Vose, Slot Machine, Yo Show, Wednesday night. We'll be back in about 2.5 minutes. Stick around, check it out, and enjoy.
I feel dumb. Slot machine brain make me numb. Blood deep
Man, they end quick. That little commercial comes right in. Vose slot machine. We're getting a little bit of weak connection here. Whoops. Uh-oh. Freezing up a little bit too. So, pardon us if we get a little sluggish, a little bit of a Wi-Fi blur, but I think we're still hanging tough, according to my backup sources here. Vose coming up around 8:30 tonight. Also, a little bit later, we're going to talk about great topics. We're going to read off some of these stories, and I saw this today. Marry for love versus money. Different stories of people who marry for love versus people who marry for money, and where they're at, and how it ended, and why, etc. So that should be good. We're excited for that. I get excited for that kind of stuff, especially like Valentine's Day's coming up. And I, of course, got to say, I married for love. This Yoshi thing isn't making the billions. But, yeah, there's different stories. Some of them are just kind of wild. Some of them I'm running it all the way through. But we're going to have that, I believe. Did I lose it again? I know I didn't. There it is right there. We're going to have that soon. People who marry for love versus people who marry for money. Pretty good. I don't understand why you wouldn't like do it. And I know there are culture things, but like arranged marriages. Like, don't you want to kind of marry the person that you are willing to be with instead of being forced to be with? I can imagine back then, because my parents were kind of strict when it came to that. So I couldn't imagine who they would have picked for me. And I can't imagine where I would be today. Probably wouldn't be sitting right in front of you right now with a different wife. My wife's very understanding. She loves the music scene. She loves this. She loves what we do here. And we love it too. And we love great guests. And we love this fella. I love him. He's actually been on the show a couple of times. I didn't know how he was coming out tonight, but I'm going to tell you, we had him here a few times. He's one of my favorite artists and one of my favorite dudes in the PA scene. And he's kind of like me, man. He's always thinking, always branching out, always making new things happen. He's got this great new album that's out right now. I think it's really fun. All Consuming Static Eyes. I really like what I heard when we played out here. He moved away from backstage, so we'll give him a minute to get back into the screen and we'll pop him on. There he is. All right, everybody, the moment that we come here for, whether you watch it live or recorded, our great guest. And tonight, let's give it up for Vose, ladies and gentlemen. What is up, dude?
Hey, my guy. How's it doing? Jeff, good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, dude. It's actually great to see you. And, man, you've been through a lot since we've had you here in the last couple of years. A band change. Light and Sound Studio, you guys are running shows out of Sweeney's. And may I say bravo, by the way. The excellent work you guys do with great lighting, great sound, super cool bands, bands like Bellevue, who we love. And you guys have been doing great work. So talk to me first about the brand new project and really how you found time for it. Tell us about Vose.
So Vose has on and off been a passion project for me. I'd want to say since I was 17. It's actually a really funny story. It was actually the first band I was ever in with my current roommate, Joe, and an old friend of mine, Elijah. We had played last minute. We had gotten chose to play for like the Neshaminy High School senior picnic, and we didn't have a band name. And they were asking us a bunch of questions and we misheard him. And I think we had said, like, he was like, where are you guys from? And I went, oh, we're from Trevose. And he just wrote us down as Vose. So that's actually how it started. That's how it started. Yo, from Northland, that's sick. But yeah, no, it started from there, and it's been like on and off a thing that I've worked on just as like a solo project. And I wanted to say over the last like year and a half to 2 years, I collected a bunch of demos, ended up putting them out, and now we're here with the new album, All Consuming Static Eyes.
I love it too. We played two already. We played Static Eyes. We played Slot Machine. And it's funny because you said to me, if you want some choices, I'm like, dude, they're already the choices I have had lined up. And I'm going to play a few more later, but super cool. Tell us about creating this album,
Hmm.
And, obviously the two tunes before, Static Eyes and Slot Machine. But first
Yeah.
about getting the album together, because that's huge.
Yeah, so the album was definitely a interesting project. It was one of the first times, I'm going to throw out a term. It was one of the first times I had ever sat down and written something from start to finish. The term is entirely in DAW. So like I'm a big like
Wow.
I work for Light and Sound, like I do like a lot of music production and stuff. And this was the first time I ever sat down and wrote something entirely just staring at a computer. No like
Wow.
writing it on guitar, no like planning it out beforehand. It's just what came to, we recorded it, and then as it got to like once it was something that we were happy with, it like that's where it ended up. This is something that like I worked on and off with like Andrew from Light and Sound Studio on. He
Yeah.
helped a lot with like the mixing and the mastering and the final project. My cat's behind me. Um,
That's
but
the
yeah,
norm.
no,
We're used to that.
yeah, but no, it was definitely a very unique experience. Like even a lot of the vocals and a lot of the lyrics were written like on the spot with like just takes just going back to back. Um, yeah, so that was pretty much how like the album came through. It was I think the biggest thing that was a challenge was getting the full I don't know if you've listened to the entire thing, but getting
Yeah, I did.
the full loop. So if you let the ending play, it'll play through to the start and just making sure all the songs bleed together. That was probably the hardest part. Um, I'll stand by it with Slot Machine and Static Eyes because I do want to address that for you, at least like
Sure.
kind of what it was like making those. Is those are actually some of the first songs that were written for the project. So a lot of it was centered around like those core ideas and then fleshing them out into the other songs to kind of make the full complete project. But yeah, no, like I said, all of those originated from like there was a loop, there was an idea, there was something as a foundation, and then just messing around until a full song was there.
I love it. And I've always been a fan of your creativity. Of
Thank
course,
you.
Sour Station before that, for those
I
who may
love
not
those guys. I
remember.
I, I do want to throw out. I don't know if you've have you peeped their new EP?
Yes.
Dude, it was incredible. Dude, I'm so happy to see where things have come for them. Like genuinely.
I agree. And and I enjoyed you there. I enjoy you now. And, but, and no disrespect to them, this is kind of like full control you. Is that kind of what you're looking for?
I don't think necessarily like when you're in a band and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. For me, a big thing that I valued with Sour Station. Actually, I think I said it the last time we were on an interview. Was the ability to bounce ideas off of other people. And what I'll stand by at least the answer to this, where we're to the most recent project, is one of the first lines in it is a translation from a documentary on like a Japanese film that I was a fan of.
Oh,
And
wow.
the direct translation is some of the best films are those made with many people. And this project for me was a lot of like finding leaning on all the people who I knew, leaning on everybody who I've worked with, and just kind of trying to put together the most unique thing I could. That was the goal. So it's like there was a lot of stuff where like I was throwing this off of other people. There was a lot of people who like collab with Sarah, Nicole, who was on the opening track, and a little bit of dollar signs, and just a handful of other people just feeding ideas back and forth. I tried to maintain that through to this as well.
It is, it, to me, it's very creative, but I need to ask you this, and I mean this in the most respectful way. To me, this is pretty wild. What is the style? Because it's got a little bit of everything. Like it's got some rock,
Yeah,
it's got some pop, it's got some like kind of spooky tone, it's got some creative sound.
yeah.
What is Vose as far as the genre, I guess, if you want?
The one thing I'm happy with where this project and even the demos project that was put out a year prior, the one thing I'm really happy I was able to do is there is no set sound. So I can kind of like do whatever I want. Like
Sure.
I've even been I'll lead it in this like little secret. I've been working on some metal stuff,
Oh,
some
wow.
some like dance stuff. There's like gonna be like a whole bunch. There's like a lot of really fun stuff to work with. But in terms of like all consuming Static Eyes, I there's inspiration from like a lot of gorillas, glass animals, stuff like that. That like very traditional like alternative pop.
Okay.
Um, but even modern day stuff like a lot of like electro pop or not electro pop, hyper pop, like 100 Gex or Charlie XCX, like stuff like that. There, I tried to pull from as big like and wide of a blanket as I could.
Kind of amazing. And I don't know if you're a fan of the show Seinfeld, but Seinfeld was based as a show about nothing.
Seinfeld is a good show. Seinfeld is a very good
I
show.
love Seinfeld to death. So Vose is a band about everything. because you just don't know what you're going to get.
I
Yes,
would I would say that's one way you can put it. 100%. Yeah.
I don't even need a gratuity if you use the tagline. I kind of like it though. Vose is the band that gives you everything, and I like that. Um, how many members? I know you, of course, lead the pack, and how many guys are part of the project?
So in terms of writing, I'm the only permanent member. There's like I said, I've bounced off and forth, back and forth with a couple other artists. Some have recorded some guitar, some have recorded some drum. The biggest collaborator who I'm currently working with now has been for the live shows, and that would be Sean Gallinger. He's with Riley Lauren, so he's like a co-writer for her. He's also worked with like Mary Ellen and Chasing Straits, which are both like some local Philly projects and stuff.
Yeah.
I met him through the live scene, and he's been an insane help with the live show, which has been really fun to put on.
Awesome. It's again, we're doing not really comparisons, but kind of like a Nine Inch Nails thing. It's Trent Reznor. That's kind of like you.
Mhm.
You're the Trent Reznor of this, and then you bring on bands and band members as you move along. As you go on
Yeah,
tour, you bring people in.
I'm excited just to kind of see where things go. I'm really hyped for a lot of the live shows that are going to be coming through. There's no set dates at the moment, but me and Sean specifically have put a lot of work into creating the live set and making it kind of feel like you got 26, 30 minutes on stage and you're already sounding weird. Like it's already like you even said it, you're like it's a very different project. It's like hard to categorize. Like you're already like out there. So it's like making that engaging and making that something that people, walk away with like, okay, I felt like there was like a story. I felt like there was something to that. And like having and hearing like everybody like give their own interpretation of it. Like that's been for us the biggest thing to come from it.
I like that, and it's an approach that I'm going to call definitely cool, but also a little scary. Then you have like kind of a fear of okay, nobody's really going to dig this, and it's going to go everywhere, and nobody's really going to catch on. I mean, and it's not just you; it's any
Yeah.
band, but this
Yeah.
is so unique.
I think the big thing for me is it's like when it comes to art, there's how do I want to phrase this? When it comes to art, if you are too concerned with how other people are going to perceive it, you're not going to make something you enjoy. I would much rather make something that is so out there that people are forced to perceive it how they want to,
I like it.
because then they're gonna be like, okay, well, what is this? Like, what am I looking at? Like, why? And if you get people thinking that, like, I don't know, like I said, like with any art, you take a risk. With any band, you could be the worst band on the face of the planet, but like you're still up in front of people. There's someone's gonna like you. There's going to be somebody who resonates with it. And for me, it's just even if one like I play a show and one person walks away, like that for me is cool. Because it's like being able to have those conversations, those interactions, like that's the point. Like there's no other point
Sure.
to it.
And I've heard a lot of bands say that, like, we could, if we played a one, if we played a 101, just playing
Yeah.
to somebody means something. And I said that too, and you said, I tell everybody who comes on this show, you write a song, you play an instrument, you get on stage and perform, you're a rock star. To me, there's no metric measure of, I got to get this many people. You're a rock star, dude. And you are. You're out there doing it and making it happen. Again, like I said, you had um, Sour Station, you had fun there. Now you're doing your own project, and that seems to be the key. You're always having fun. You seem to be a student of everything music, like I said, from the sound and the lights and creating different things. How much of your life is music? It seems to me, if you had to ask me about you, I'd say 101% of the time it's music.
So I'll stand by this. I do have a 9 to 5. Like I do work a day job, but no, I mean for me, like a lot of 2024 after leaving Sour Station, a lot of that was reconciling with like okay, I'd gotten out of college and trying to figure out like well, what is the best like I clearly care about this thing. Like what's the best use of my time? And I took 9 months through 2024 to solely focus on not even necessarily writing and producing my own music, more so actually to learn the technical side. Because like a big thing for me is it's like so much of like a modern show is determined on the lighting, like you said, the stage presence, the engagement with the crowd. Like for us, especially since like I'm using backing track with a lot of my stuff, it's like so much of it is reliant on technology. For me, it was like the best use of my time was how much of that can I learn in this window of time. So for me, it was like for 9 months, I dedicated myself straight to that. and now I'm back to working, picking up money and stuff. It's been nice actually returning to it because it's like learned what I needed to learn. Now I can apply it to where things are going next, which has
Yeah.
been really fun. Might take another. We'll see how things go with shows and stuff. But I'd say there was a 9 month period where it was 100%, and now it's back to like the 50-50.
Okay, that works. And I
Yeah.
remember in seeing you at, I guess, a former job of yours,
Oh yeah.
it was still involved with music and sound and
Yep.
all that
Yep.
in an indirect way in electronics. So you keep yourself near it, and that's really great.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Are you self-taught with a lot of this stuff?
Yes and no. So I did have, which is actually how I met almost everybody through Sour Station. Was I studied jazz piano at Bucks, so had a degree was in the jazz program playing in jazz ensembles as a pianist. So that gave a lot of my foundation for, I guess, like theory. But I try my best to ignore theory because it can be limiting.
Sure.
But that's the only training I have. Everything else has been either self-taught or through shadow programs. With either like when I initially started at Light and Sound, like it was just like working on my own stuff and working with Andrew, to now working as an engineer there. Or I did some work at R&M Music Studios, like I shadowed there, and then eventually became an engineer. So it's like for me, it's always just been like you can get formal training, sure, but you're going to learn so much more just doing the thing. So
That's That's what I gotta try. My wife got me a roadcaster for Christmas, and a roadcaster obviously will help having multiple
yeah.
people in the same
I know
room.
exactly what piece of gear you're talking about. Yep.
And I gotta learn how to use it because I've had a couple of places say, "Yo, come
Let me
out
know.
and
Let
bring
me
your
know.
show."
I'll help you set it up.
Oh, dude, I would love you for it because a couple of places like, "Yeah, come out and bring your show," and I'm like, "Well, microphone's gonna sound like shit because it bounces off each other and
Yep.
can't have one person, all the background noise and static and crowd." And then
Hmm.
I've been studying this thing for a long time. My wife got me one that's a two-person one, so I'm excited. Of course, I need
I
the
don't
right
have it
microphone.
set up just because the camera angle is bad. But don't even get me started about complaining about microphones, dude. It's been a
Oh
bane of my
Jesus!
existence,
Right? This
especially
thing
with
took me
recording.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to be the simple guy that had what was it, the big round ball
Yeah.
by Blue,
Yeah.
and I'm
I know
like,
exactly
okay,
what you mean.
this works. And I started listening to myself back. I'm like, that doesn't work.
Oh man.
So, like, what do you set up with now? Because you see, you got that mic in the back. What are you drawing from now?
So the mic that I'm currently using, it's the Neumann TLM 103. It's known as the Billie Eilish microphone, I guess. It was what she
Hmm.
recorded her first album with.
All right.
It's surprisingly like a pretty solid budget-friendly vocal mic. I have a couple others because like I'll record guitar. I have a Marshall behind me. Like I'll
Sure.
record like you'd be surprised how much of All Consuming Static Eyes is actually guitar and not synth, which was really
Well,
weird.
that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, a lot of that was guitar, which was a lot of just messing around with effects and stuff. But yeah, I'm between those two. Like I have a permanent mic cab, and then I have the vocal mic. So that's been my main little setup. And then this is where everything happens. So
Is that like pandas?
it is pandas.
I'm looking for. I'm like, what is going on? Oh my God, it's pandas. Pretty cool.
I like part of me originally was like I would have been in sooner. I was debating like, do I put this on the phone? Do I put this on my computer? And I was like, oh, I can have like the sessions behind me, but I'm like, it's too much work.
Yeah,
Uh,
we keep it simple here, as you know.
um,
But you now you played recently at Craft Hall, and
yeah.
I was so upset that day because I had something that collided with me going. You know, I love showing up. You know, I love being
Yeah, yeah.
at places. So how was that? That's a cool stadium. A stadium. It's a cool venue with a little bit of a. Some people say it's got like kind of a gymnasium echo. What did you think about playing there?
It was definitely odd. I'll leave it at that. Well, no, I know I could go in a little bit, but no, it was definitely a unique environment for us. It was just for me, it was just really cool getting to play share a stage with Bellevue. Just
Love it.
like connecting with a lot of their fans and stuff, like and a lot of the people who showed up for that. Like I don't know, that's for me what matters more. It's like I've played with Sour Station, like, and even with other stuff, like I've played in the smallest cramped house show to like we did the Zlock Theater for Bucks County Community, which that's a surprisingly really big venue.
That's a great venue.
In terms of like the size of a stage, like
Sure.
it does not need to be that big.
It is
But
big. It's
it's a
very big.
very wide stage. But
It is.
yeah, no, like for me, the only downside to that venue, in my opinion, for me, was the height of the stage. Because a
Okay.
big thing for me with a lot of the other shows that I've played and have been able to experiment, especially doing like the open mic scene in Philly, and since like it's backing track, like sometimes I'm just singing, like I don't have to be tied to an instrument. Being able to go into the crowd during a performance, like even if you're just walking around and just like, interacting with people, like that for me, like the ideal situation, there would be no stage and there like everybody would just be directly in front. Like that would be the ideal. It's like all on a level playing field. But
I kind of like the stage, but a lot of bands say they like the floor experience, being have people
yeah,
right in your face.
yeah.
Does
I don't
that
know. Like
worry you?
I don't think so. Like, because to me, and I don't know if this is just I've become desensitized to it from working in the live sound scene. I don't really feel like the separation, like the height separation matters. Like, I feel like to me, it like you're just another person up there.
Wow.
You're not like anything special. You're just a dude playing music. Like for real. Like you're not like, and to me and stuff, it's like the only thing that ever matters with music is the people who are there to listen because that's what you're doing it for. Like you're doing it because like sure you're doing it for yourself. Obviously, like everybody's selfish in music because why else would you create art?
Right.
But to me, it's like being able to have that connection or have somebody else resonate and then want to come up and talk to you about it. Like the more personal that experience could be to me, the better.
That's and that's right up my alley. And people say to me like, "How did you get into this podcasting and then just find these guests?" And like I said, man, going up and watching you play and coming up and talking and have everybody so just receptive to talking about it and agreeing to come
Yeah.
on here and talk about it, it is what it's all about. So
Yeah.
I get you there. I get you there a lot. That's
I want
actually
to.
a
I want to throw
brilliant.
something out to you. Actually, I want to throw something to you. The one thing I got to give you is you're dedicated. Like, even though I know you missed the craft hall show, and I'm not going to forgive you for not kidding. But no, like I genuinely have to give it to you. Your dedication to showing up to live events and like turning out to like see these bands and like see what they're able to do. Like, it's honestly impressive. Like I've never like you're one of the most consistent people I've seen at so many locations. I've run into you so many times
Yes.
at this point that I'm just like I show up to a venue and I'm expecting to see Jeff.
You're worried if you don't, right?
I'm worried. I'm worried if you're not there. I'm like, who are these people? But no, I really do admire like your just dedication to the scene. I really do admire
That means a lot, dude. It really does. And, you get different opinions from people in the podcast world. And, oh, you got to get celebrities. You got to get this one, that one, etc. And back, like I said, when I started years ago with Jules, she's like, let's hit the Philly scene and the local
it.
bands and let's really dig in. I'm like, man, that is an awesome idea. And then shout out to Elena who makes these great shows. And I started meeting more and more bands, seeing more people and interacting. Now it's like, I mean, yeah, I get different people from different walks, but mostly I want original, local PA artists in this scene. I want them because I love to hear a
The Philly
driver.
scene is cool. And the
It
Philly
is.
scene is just cool. There's like so much like I'm a drop in the bucket. There's so much weird stuff. And like for me, a lot of where I've taken all my inspiration has just been from just seeing other small artists and just going out to the like almost every show I've seen for the last like year and a half, outside of like two exceptions, have been people who have less than like 30,000 to like less than 100 monthly listeners. Like it's
Yeah.
been like the smallest people within the scene, and there's so much talent. Like Lover
Oh,
XOX is a local Philly guy. He's
yes.
incredible. You've seen him?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's phenomenal. Like his presence is insane. But even like Riley Lauren, who works with my the guy who I do the live sets with, Sean. Riley Lauren is a phenomenal songwriter. Like she's really good. Like Mary Ellen is another phenomenal songwriter. Like there's so much talent in the local Philly scene that like hasn't been able to break out yet.
Yeah.
And like I'm waiting for it to happen because I'm just gonna be like, dude, like it needs to. Like some of these people are sick. Snoozer, do you know Snoozer?
No, not familiar.
You need to look into Snoozer. I saw them at Phil Mocha. and get them on this show. Like you have to. They are incredible. Like I
I'm
saw
gonna get that.
them in like a 200 cap venue at Phil Mocha,
Wow.
and they put on one of the best live shows I've seen in eternity. Like there's so much small band talent in Philly. It's beautiful. Like genuinely.
I agree with you there, and one that I'll throw your name your way. A band known as the Circus Hearts. I don't know if you've ever seen these guys.
Circus Hearts.
They are a little more of a mature band. They're not young guys. They're, I guess, guys a little younger than me, but they're terrific, old style, straight up rock music, and it's crowd friendly. And I said, when you talk about how much talent's out there, it's
I've yet to see them live. I actually do know the Circus Hearts. I just looked them up. I saw the logo, but I know exactly who you're talking about. They're good. They're really good.
very good. They're playing live February 28th, I think it is, at Harris Chester Casino. It's an Atlanta show that she booked.
Okay.
I'll try and get you info. You got to check these guys out. They're great. But
hmm
and the Philly scene, like, yeah, I know now there's a ton, like you said, and there's yourself and Sour Station and Twisted, Grimjacks, Strange Culture, over and over, all these names.
hmm
But I remember there was a unique, different, almost weird type sound from bands like Bong Hits for Jesus. Dirty Soap was a big one. Molly Rhythm Molly Rhythm was pretty much like a no doubt. They had the horns and the sax and the ska and angry female singers. And so, yeah, man, the
Yeah.
Philly scene has been strong. It had a nice foundation. And now people like you are coming in and just really steamrolling it. And I love that.
I I just hope that my time within the Philly scene, wherever it goes, the biggest thing I hope to come from it is just getting to meet the people within it. Like genuinely, because like there's so much respect that I genuinely do have for the people who put their time into this stuff. Because it's not easy. Like it's very hard and there's no money in it. Like there really isn't. Like you sure,
With
yeah, you might be that guy. You might be that guy one day. But like money, like if you're going into it for money, like you're going into the wrong book. But like there really is a love for it, and I think that's what's cool. Is it's like the money doesn't matter. It's the art. It's the experience. It's the expression. So
Exactly. And there's nothing more that I love than seeing bands get together, mingle, market with each other, socialize. They said the Grimjacks, John Simons every year has an Oktoberfest, a cookout at his house. Gets a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
bands to play and invites people and just hang out and you meet and talk music. And they said these shows that Atlanta does, I meet new people all the time. And
Mhm.
I was honored to get to do a benefit show last week at the School of Rock at Fort Washington. Just fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just getting a grip on everything in the local scene. So I thank you for that. So when you guys get on stage, when you do the stage show, I noticed there's the mask and the hoodie and all that. Tell us a little something about the makeup, because I didn't know if you were coming on as you or you were coming on, and I didn't know if I should say
I
your
had a
name or
bit.
where we
It
went.
was gonna be a bit. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't get, I'm gonna tell you this now because there was supposed to be a bit that was gonna happen, but it's not gonna happen, unfortunately. Um, so there was actually supposed to be somebody else who was gonna dress up as me
Oh shit,
to start. Anyway, that's a whole different story. He couldn't make it. He ended up having work, which is a shame.
that
But
would have been awesome. It would have made me look stupid too. It would have been great.
the masks, there's so many ways I can attack it. I'll actually present it to you. I'll let you pick. I can attack it in my representation of it, the inspiration behind it, or the lore. You take your pick.
All three.
Okay, so
I got to know it all.
I got a book.
Oh, all right.
I've been a really big fan of like psychology as of lately, specifically
Awesome.
from the idea of like analyzing like your own internal turmoil. And I read some stuff from Carl Jung, and I think it makes a really cool story. The idea of like the ego and the shadow being separate things.
Ooh, I like that.
And for me, I guess that was the inspiration. So then what that means to me is the character that you currently see, which is the Static Eyes. That's who's on the cover, that's who shows up to all the shows, that's who that is. That's my shadow. That's what that is to me. That's the inner parts of me that like of the person I don't want to be.
Okay, wow, that's cool. Real quick, I
Yeah.
know this picture's kind of small
Yes.
we got
That
there.
guy.
That's it, and
That
I
guy.
love it. I right away I'm like, all right, this is cool. I got to know all
Yeah.
about it.
So a lot of it for me was embodying some of like my biggest self-criticisms, fears, anxieties. Was a big thing for it. So actually, I'll leave it at this. This is where I'll throw out to you that hoodie. The specific reason why I wear it. That was actually. I'll get a little personal, get a little sad. That was actually the last hoodie my mother ever bought me.
Oh wow, okay,
Yeah. So that's a big thing for me. It's like kind of like sure in the context of what it is, it's supposed to be like embodying and becoming that thing that you're
yeah,
afraid of. But to me, it's almost like armor. You know what I mean? Going out, it's
okay.
just like that's what it is. You know, it's like she still got me type stuff. And I guess the lore, so now I've given you the two. The lore behind it is yeah, that's not me, and someone's taken over and they're kind of running the show, and there might be somebody rising up to fight back, but we'll see what happens.
All right,
So we'll
it's
see where it
intriguing,
goes. Yeah.
definitely intriguing and deep as always. And every time I talk to you, even if I see you out or I see you here, the word always comes to mind is brilliant. You're so well
Ugh.
thought.
No,
Ah,
no,
dude,
no, no.
work
Too much
that,
glaze.
take
Too
that.
much glaze. Too much glaze.
Um, I think I see a really creative side of you, and you always seem to be like on
Thank you.
top of the creative game. And like I said, there's no money in it, there's no this, there's no that, but it's great to know that you're willing to make the move, make the changes, and like I said, take the gamble. It's a little bit of a crapshoot what you have done with this, but I'm listening to it and I love it. Like people think I'm a music critic, not so much, but I put this on and I
Yeah.
went through it over the last couple of days. I'm like, man, I'm really enjoying the uniqueness and the smartness and the different style that this music is.
I wanted to. The biggest fear with this whole thing was coming off as pretentious. I'll be
I
upfront.
get it. I get it.
No, it's very easy for me to be like, here's a textbook. Go read a textbook to enjoy my music. Like I didn't want it to be that. The fact that me and you were able to have an entire conversation about it before any of that even comes up, and there's still like something for you to lean into, like that was the goal. Like I don't want like that's just some stuff I find cool. Like that's why for me it's like I don't want it to ever be this thing where it's like, sure, if you want to think about it, think about it. But like if you want to just have fun and enjoy it, like go for it.
I like that. Yeah, not too much thinking. People, and I've been told about my show too. People, you don't want to make people think too much. People like to think. We don't want to
Yeah.
make them overthink about what you're creating. And
That's why for me, it's like
the
you
key.
were able to look at it and you're just like, what is this? This is
Right.
wild. And then let me just, and I'm sure like you're sitting through it and like, sure, I could explain that to you and I could go for like super in depth on it, but it's like, why would I do that? You can interpret it. You can have fun with it. Like you could get your own imagination for it. And then you can kind of like, it's your own little world. You can do what you want with it.
I like that. And from the get go, when you first said to me like, "Hey, I got a new project, and I'd love to come on the show and talk about it," I'm like, "Okay." And I go looking, and boom, you hit me with. It. I'm like, "Okay." Like the uniqueness of it is awesome.
Hmm.
I know every musician says the same thing, every artist. I'm sure you got a stable of more music ready to go and another album already in sight, correct?
Um, I'm gonna keep it tight wrapped,
Okay.
but I will say there's a few collabs that are gonna be coming out over the next few months. The biggest thing that I'm hyped for, there's no set release date for it yet, but Some Ghosts, if you're familiar with them,
Yeah,
me and Some Ghosts, we're gonna have a song coming out pretty soon.
nice.
And also Blue Cola, if you're familiar with Blue Cola, I believe we have a song. Well, I did production. This is pretty much her song, but I did production for it. That'll be out, I believe, on the 26th. So that should be
I
getting announced soon.
I discovered Blue Coal recently, and I just started
She's
listening. And
just they're really unique, but they have a lot of really fun out there ideas. And for me, they're somebody who's really fun to bounce off and experiment with. Um, but the Some Ghost stuff too as well. Like I'm really hyped for, and then might be some other stuff coming out soon. I'm gonna keep it on the wraps. Maybe
all
you see
right,
it at some live shows.
all right, I like that. And like I said, when new stuff comes out down the line, you always have a home here to chat about. I always have a great
I
time
appreciate
chatting
it.
with you, dude. Yeah, man, you're
Yeah,
you're a lot of fun. You always enjoy yourself. You're always flashing a big smile when you come in here, and that makes me feel good. You feel comfortable and love
Nah,
the
dude,
chat.
I like I said from the top, like I respect what you do and I appreciate your commitment to the scene. Yeah, seriously.
Thank you. Me, that means really means the absolute world to me. Um, let's hit you with this kind of a bold question, but anyway.
I'll, I'll,
2025, of
I'll,
course.
I'll get my thinking,
There you go.
my thinking position. All right.
2025 is here, a brand new year. What would you like the year to end like for Vose in this project?
That is a tough one. Honestly, I think the big thing for me that's going to be a focus this year is the live show. Like me and Sean, like I said, have put so much work into the presentation and the pacing, the engagement, and just taking that to new venues, taking that to new people. Like my goal is at the end of this year, like to really just play some shows that people enjoy. Like that's it. Like that's the only thing, honestly, at the end of the day that matters is people walking out and being like, "That was fun. That was cool." Like so that's what I'm going to work towards. I'm going to work towards continuing to make good shows. If that means new music comes out, some new music might come out. To make those shows, maybe give some fun stuff for it. I'm totally not like super heavily hinting at some stuff. But no, yeah,
Not at all.
yeah. For me, it's just the commitment to the live show is the biggest thing, and then seeing where I can take it from there.
Very cool. And we look forward to it and we're excited for it. And a story that I may or may not be right about, but I'm going to lay it out there anyway. Like my wife has become very much into it with me, loves going to shows, loves seeing bands, loves promoting, etc. Even started taking bass lessons. That's how much she enjoys what's doing
Awesome.
here. And I think one of the very first times that she really grew an appreciation for what I did is that day we saw you at your job. And I'm like, and I kept saying, so that's James. And she's like, oh, I love that guy. And she said, yeah,
Well, thank you. I tell her I said thank you.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then she starts to see it like I do. Like, yeah, they're musicians, they're superstars, they're talent, but they're also real people. And we love to connect. So,
Mhm.
from Turkey. Wow.
Yo, Turkey.
Right? Play that music out there in Turkey, Minnesota, Turkey,
I
do it.
love Turkey. The food, the country, all the above.
You're a turkey junkie, much like I am. Why not?
Yes, sir.
So I will let everybody know you could find Vose Instagram at Vose_. The music is out right now. I'm telling you, this brand new album is terrific. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Get out there, listen to it. Linktree /Vose. And dude, I can't thank you enough for coming out here tonight. I had a great
Thank you
time.
for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, it's been a little bit while in the making and coming to the date and getting it set up. And thanks to the pandas, they kicked
Dude, these
ass
pandas are
tonight.
going crazy, man.
Yeah, they almost look like.
If I, you first. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I just got done telling that story about the state of Texas and age verification to watch porn. I don't really know what the hell they're doing back there.
I didn't even know that's what I was coming into. But yeah, if what I'll leave it at this is if anybody here watching, I'm gonna throw this out to you guys directly. If you mess with any of the stuff you heard, sick. If you didn't, I hope you enjoyed the pandas. I hope they were entertaining for the last 30 minutes.
I tell you what, one way or the other, you're gonna get entertained by the likes of Vose. Dude, much love.
Thank you.
Love
Seriously,
the fact
thank
you
you
keep
for having
going,
me.
bro.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
man.
Yeah,
Well,
I was gonna say I look forward to talking to you, my friend. Seriously.
Amen. We'll talk soon, and let's get some new stuff out, and hopefully get there to see you guys live. Vose, I'm gonna give you a round of applause, brother. Thank you so much, and have yourself a great night. You're getting attacked. Is this your alter ego at the very end?
No, Dan. No.
Oh snap! Look at this. Look who's in the house.
Jeff can't hear you, but
That's pretty awesome.
grab your thing. Oh my
Great.
God. Well,
Great.
thank you for having me.
Sure,
Seriously.
man. And thanks, Dan, for popping in. James, have a good night, dude. We'll
Man, be
talk
safe.
soon.
Jeff, thank you.
Good night. That was Vose, ladies and gentlemen, and a young man that I have just really love watching him progress. And, I said brilliant. He said there was too much. I don't think so. He's very smart. He's a student of the music game, very much so. And he's also into how it gets played and how it gets displayed and stage presence and all that. Very good individual to keep your eye on in the music world. Of course, you can find him Instagram at Vose _. The music is out right now. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you download Vose, VOSE, Linktree /Vose. Check them out now. We're going to play another song right now. We're going to go with this one called 8 Track. This one's a little more of a video, but I like the tune a lot. And a great appearance tonight by Vose. Let's play this one right now. It's about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. It's called 8 Track. Tonight's guest, Vose, the Yo Show live Wednesday night. We'll be right back. I gotta tell you, I don't even know how young men know anything about 8 Track. But great stuff. Anyway, Vose 8 Track. It's off the new album, All Consuming Static Eyes. We heard Static Eyes, Slot Machine, 8 Track. We have one more for a little bit later on the program. We wanted to get a lot of this music out for my man James. It was great seeing him. I like the whole setup. I like the sound. I like the unique energy. I like the story behind the mask and the gear. It's deep stuff, and I know he said a little sentimental. But that's okay, man. We do that here. We're all right doing that here. I get sappy all the time. Big thanks to Vose. To some topics, and I don't know why anybody really cares about this, but the Dallas Cowboys are in the news. There's rumors afloat as Jerry Jones tries to add yet another head coach for the Eagles to slap around. Rumors he was trying to trade for Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers coach. Tomlin supposedly squashed the rumors, said, don't bother. Nobody make a move. I'm staying right where I am as long as they're going to have me. Then there's this rumor about them hiring Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffaloes head coach, and of course, primetime, a former Cowboy in his own right. But the thing is, there's already like this hostage situation, if you will, because obviously he's going to want to coach his sons, of course. And it just, what is this? Cheap viewers on Steambo.com. Remove the space. I'm good, bro. I like real. I don't need your cheap. I like real. That's great for me. I love it. But yeah, I don't know if a Deion Sanders thing is going to do because he already said his kids won't play for the Jets. His son won't play for the Jets, another team. So basically, he's going to go in there and try to find a way where Dallas gets his kid. I don't see that working. No, Dallas. I don't think that's the right move. But I hope they make the wrong move because I love watching them lose. Makes me feel great. Especially with the playoffs coming up and they're going to be nowhere to be found in this thing. Gets me stoked. Love not seeing the Cowboys in the playoffs. We got one more for Vose. Yeah, let's do it. Fever Dream is the last one. We'll play it now, then we'll do that little Married for Love versus Money thing that I came up with. Always time for music. Fever Dream is one of the new ones off the album. All Consuming Static Eyes. Vose, this one's 3 minutes and 44 seconds. We'll play it. We'll come back and chat. Talk about who's coming on the program. Do some fun little stories. Neo show live Wednesday night. We'll be right back.
That constant sinking feeling that you're not enough. Same mistakes again, just started waking up. Voices in your head, a warm embrace of love. Speaking with your eyes, I think I said too much. I'm living in a faded dream. I'm sipping on make-believe. Get shot, it's all you see. Cold tide wash over me. I'm living in a faded dream. I'm sipping on make-believe. Get shot, it's all you see. Cold tide wash over me. Cold tide wash over me. Cold tide wash over me. Running on my battery empty. Heart been static, cold like the enemy. Last of the stars begin to fade. The constant need to separate. I'm living in a faded dream. I'm sipping on make-believe. Dead sky, it's all you see. Cold tide wash over me. I'm living in a faded dream. I'm sipping on make-believe. Dead sky, it's all you see. Cold tide wash over me. Cold tide wash over me. Cold tide wash over me. I'm living in a fever dream. I'm sipping on make-believe. Get shot, it's all you see. Cold tide wash over me. I'm living in a fever dream. I'm sipping on make-believe. Get shot, it's all you see. Cold tide wash over me.
When you know
Wow. Pretty wild ending there. Fever Dream by tonight's guest, Vose. And I got to tell you, what's happening? It's the end of the song. Our good friend, Vose, James, of course, from formerly of Sour Station, his new band, Vose. Ryan Beckett, of course. Milo Sky. My man, my main man. And a picture of Cheyenne in there, who does some guest co-hosting with us from time to time. Some of my favorite people, the Milo Sky family. A member of the great local scene that we talk so much about in these independent artists, etc. Like I said, I see more and more of these type of shows popping up. Music podcasts, if you will, interviewing local, and people have reached out to me and said, "Hey, give me some great names. I want to help push it along as well." And we talk about, and kind of like last night too, we mentioned this with the Grimjacks. If you think it's a competition, you're way off. It's a community, and people that come in with a competition on their mind are going to lose. Because if you're not willing to work within the community and join and network and market and just downright have a good time with people, you're not going to get very far. You think you will, but you won't. There's strength in numbers, there's strength in people working on the same projects. So yeah, when I see these shows come out, I'm like, all right, been doing mine for 8 or 9 years and 400 or 500 episodes. I know I've been around. I know I'm having a blast doing it. And I know we get great viewers that do it as well. Does it throw you off when I post? But it's a picture. I love it. At first it did. At first I kind of like, all right, who do I got? But then I saw your name, her face. And good evening to the Edinger sisters. Much love here at the Yo Show. Ryan Beckett, his wonderful girlfriend Cheyenne, her sister Alicia. Important people to us here at the Yo Show. And you need that. You need great people by your side. Why not? Let's talk to create. As long as somebody scores you McDonald's, that's all I'm really concerned about. I am. Speaking of McDonald's, not to change something can go wild. I had a cardiologist visit today. Remember I talked about the shot, the blood work cardiologist. Some improvements. We're doing okay. I was told moderation with red meat. A lot of moderation. It's okay. I was told to get rid of soda. Soda's out of my life. I was told to not overly drink. So this is just one beer tonight. The beer, in case you're curious, is Yuengling Lager, America's oldest brewery. Yuengling Traditional Lager, Original Amber Beer, DJ Yuengling and Son, Incorporated, Pottsville, PA 17901, since 1829. Sponsor me. You haven't had red meat in months? Bro, I can live without it for a bit. And me and the cardiologist talked about this today. He said pork. Pork is a misconception because people think pork is just automatically bad. Pork loin, which is more like the back end, not back like ASM, but kind of like the spinal end of a pig and away from the fat, is pure white meat, and he says it's great for you. And center cut like leaner pork chops, as long as you trim the fat. Like the fat is the problem. When it came to red meat, I said, lean, tenderloin, like that's the ones, filet mignon type cuts. Tenderloin, I think sirloin also. It's more like T-bone steak. It's really going to get you. New York strip. It said that's like the harsh red meat. But they don't like red meat. They hate talking about red meat. And they said if you're going to eat tacos, make sure you got like 98% fat-free red meat or ground beef. I'm okay with that. My wife makes an amazing lasagna, uses the leanest of beef and sometimes even turkey meat, and her lasagna is just that great, doesn't really matter. But that's on there. And you're not a vegetarian, so why not red meat? I adore red meat, hamburgers, steaks, you name it. I love it. Oh, Cheyenne just made stuffed peppers. Now, ground beef or ground turkey? Because I'm curious. I need to know. Your actual tacos. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to know what goes into an actual taco. I shudder. Just haven't had any. It's okay. Beef. All right. So beef is one of the mainstays of stuffed peppers. And sometimes my wife gets into with the lasagna the beef, pork, and veal mix, almost like the meatball mix, which I like that too. She almost did turkey. Cassie sneaks it in on me, doesn't even tell me. I like turkey meat. I like turkey. I was told, the doctor said, what kind of fish do you like? I'm like, I really didn't. And he's like, well, find some, because, fish is definitely going to help. My man, Jason Rushman in the house. What's up, Jeff? It's Jason. How's your night been? How's your night been going? I got good news, Jeff. I get paid this Friday. I'm so excited. My man! Get that money. And I'm not drinking tonight. Broke as a joke, but Friday I'll be drinking. My man. Actual taco means not the V. All right, I'm with you there. Okay. Cassie is improving greatly. She had a great night last night. She took some lessons, of course, with Sarah Higgins, the amazing drummer and member of the band Twisted. Sarah is, I guess, like virtually or stream, whatever, is teaching Cassie. And she came home last night, so she had a great night. Feels that she's improving. Of course, we were jealous watching Cheyenne and Alicia learning guitar from you, Ryan. And my wife's like, I'm jealous. I want to be there learning guitar too. Very cool, though. Very cool that the women in our lives like to be a part of what we do. And music, of course, is a big part of what you guys do. And covering it is, like James said, I'm always there. And I love that. And like I said, John Simons from the Grimjacks, the father, he said, dude, you can't be, he's from the beginning, you can't be everywhere all the time. Which kind of sucks, because I want to be everywhere all the time. So for James to say he sees me a lot and appreciates what I do, I love that, man. It means a lot. It really does. And you're all worth it. I said, from the Ryan Beckett's to the Kinsey Kings to Vose and Sour Station to last night the Grimjacks and so many to name, on and on and on. Lady White Rat is red hot in the scene. So you're all worth it. You come out here and you let me chat it up with you and kiss your butt a little bit and sell what you got. I love that. I appreciate that a great deal. I thank you very much for that. I want to remind everybody this Saturday, if you're in the area and you're watching this beforehand, come on out Saturday, January 18th. It is an awesome show at XL Live in Harrisburg. 5 bands, 4 of them have been on the air show. How about that? The awesome Defiant, Ruiness, Sick Century, Lives Lost, and Light the Lamp. Tickets are at the door, $20. $20 for 5 awesome bands. It's $4 a band. It's peanuts. Come on out to this awesome show. See Defiant, one of the most influential and well spoken of bands in this area. With 4 of the great ones, Light the Lamp, 6th Century, Lives Lost, and Ruinous. The cool thing, and I got to remember that stretching isn't really my thing at the moment. Actual tickets, like look at these bad boys. You're actually holding tickets in your hand. And the great dudes at Defiant said, you know what? Place your order through us. We're going to go to the box office, pick up all these tickets, and eliminate fees. How great is that? I mean, how awesome is that? And they even stamp them and send them out, and it's beautiful. It's actual a ticket like this. It's so cool. I love this. Can't wait for the show this Saturday. It's a busy weekend. We do the show. We head down to the show Saturday right after work. I work till 4. We're heading right over to Harrisburg to get there for the show. See the show. We're going to get a local hotel room, spend the night. Don't worry, my dogs will be cared for by family who will be here. So there's always somebody here covering the dogs. So we're going to check that out. Wake up, come home in time for the Eagles game, or watch the Eagles game. Hopefully they knock off the LA Rams. And then after that, after that big Eagles win, we're going to head down to the Rusty Nail and check out our good friends from Lady White Rat and Stillcraft. Stillcraft and Lady White Rat. That's a good one. That's Sunday night. Then Cassie and I are both off Monday, which means a trip probably to Metro Diner. If you've never been, I recommend. Especially in Langhorne, they are the nicest people. And the breakfast is great. They got this burger bowl thing, which is like a burger and a salad with Thousand Island dressing. It's gorgeous. Metro Diner. Give me a fun fact. You got one? Get out! You were Stillcraft's singer for 2 years? Were you really? I am really not overly familiar with them, so I don't know. Hey, beautiful people. Hey, Jeff, brother. Skull Maggot 99. I gotta admit, I'm not sure who that is. But what's up, dude? I did not know that you were Stillcraft's singer. I'm not very familiar with him. I know Rick Cruz came out and he said he's going to be there and he knows him well. And I'm like, oh, I might be missing a little bit. But they're a great band from what I hear. And, you know, people are really looking forward to that one. It should be a great show. And I love the Rusty Nail. And I love Chris. He does a great job down there. And as I said, that's how you know Rick. Okay, well, that makes sense. That's how you know Rick. And he's going to be down there. He said he's friends his in that band. So check it out. I love the Rusty Nail. Like I said, Chris is kind of a one-man gang there. Kind of set it and forget it sound system. Kind of like the one at High Stakes. My dude, Mark. Speaking of High Stakes, we won't get too much into it, but there was a project that was offered that would include myself, Delco James, and a certain someone who the family knows well. Your family knows well. I mostly lurk. That's okay. Cool with that. A little lurking never hurt nobody. No, thanks. Speaking of, so we're talking high stakes, a project that we might be getting into. Myself, Delco James, and somebody who we know well here on the show, somebody very close to the family of Yosho, possibly taking place in this as well. I mentioned my boys from my dude from Delco Jam, Rob, and of course Amanda. And I want to show you this. This is the work they do. This is Round Guys Brewing this past Sunday. The Galaxy Had Eyes was there. They performed. And Delco James, my man Rob, shot this video using his phone. And I'm telling you, the quality of his videos are awesome. So I want to play it in honor of my gang from Delco Jams. And it's The Galaxy Has Eyes from this past Sunday from Round Guys Brewing. Check it out. It's about 3 minutes long. We'll be right back Wednesday night on The Air Show.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Super cool video from our good friends at Delco Jams this past weekend. Round Guys Brewing and the Galaxy Has Eyes. Kira and the band. Great band. Many great bands all around this area. We got great bands and great people coming up on our program over the next few weeks and months. And we got another name signed today to come on. Signed is kind of weird. Agreeing to come on, I guess I should say. Kinsey sends out a wild pic of him in Stillcraft. How about that? And there's Rick. Great pic, bro. Great pic. Great timing, too. Forgot what the hell I was talking about. All right, great bands, great people, and coming up on the program. Well, thank you. I got a message out to a few bands that we're trying to bring out here. And we got a lot of great people coming out. Of course, tonight was Vose. We thank him. January 21st, next Tuesday, we come back. My good friend Rob Harris and the band Life After Last. What a great metal band in the local scene. They'll be on the program. Rob's been asked for a while. So what do I got to do to get on that Yo show? Do just be you and be awesome and come on the program January 21st. And we'll handle the rest. January 22nd, the awesome drummer Brady Hearn is on our program. Remember Brady from 6th Century. He's been on the show a few times, so he knows the deal. And he knows what's up. And we're talking about his new project and his new drumming. January 28th is Lady White Rat, the same band we're going to see Sunday night. And maybe we'll end the show with their song, Drown. Why not? Lady White Rat, January 28th. Can't wait to have them on the program. Brand new album is out. It is red hot. They're making a lot of great appearances and exploding on the scene. We turn away from music a little bit on February 4th. A great guy I've had the pleasure of meeting and hanging out with a few times in the local Bucks County area, Steve Markle. Steve is one of the top pool players in the world. He's out there fighting for the world championship, and he's terrific. We're going to have some videos of his trick shots and some of his play, and we'll talk to Steve. Really nice guy. His wife is wonderful, great people. We root for people like that. And I said, how about coming on the show sometime and talking to him? Local News has had him on a bunch, and he's like, hey, man, would love it. That's February 4th. February 5th is the band Good Damage. Excited to have them on the program. February 11th is our pre-Valentine's Day show with Becca Slider. Now, here's a woman who is a motivational speaker, an advocate for empowering women, also does content of all sorts, podcasts. She's funny, she's cool. She's going to the program February 11th. Just announced just today, February 18th is our good friend Chris Greiner, a.k.a. Just Chris. February 18th, Just Chris is going to come on and talk about his new project and his new songs coming out. February 25th, we mentioned the show on the 28th at Harris. So the 25th, they're going to come here and talk about it, the return of the Circus Hearts. Can't wait to have those guys back. Always a good time. That is February 25th. March 4th is the band Gradients. We finally locked in that date yesterday. And one I'm very excited for, March 11th, the band Smother Nature. One of the great bands out there. We talked about it last night, the Grim Jacks. They said we were quite familiar and vice versa when they met up and saw each other a couple weeks ago at a show. Smother Nature comes here. Great dudes, great band. March 11th, as we are packing in some great stuff here on the Yo Show. More stickers are coming too. Got my, the stickers are out, and I got to really just touch base with people who have asked for them and want them and deserve to have our great Yo Show stickers. Here's a good one. Bands, bring back zip-up hoodies, please, because pullover hoodies are the devil. Thanks. Courtney, that's awesome. I wanted to do this. I talked about it earlier, and I think I might have lost it. No, I didn't. Here we go. So, this little bit, it's not a bit, it's not a skit. These aren't fake. This is actual real stories I'm reading. Marry for Love versus Money. I found this article, and it's just people who talk about the difference between marrying for love and marrying for money. We'll go with this first one. Married for money. I met my now wife 7 years ago. Made a decision to continue dating someone I wasn't in love with that was a safe bet. Not to get hurt and to marry economically. Wow. because she was well educated, modest, reserved, classically nerdy, showed massive potential with her super high paying career. Okay. My mistake was assuming she was innocent and monogamous. After dating for years, I found out before our marriage that she had an active lifetime affair with a secret lover and they were cheating on all their previous relationships too. Life kicked me square in the gut. That's loving for money. Now we got love, married for love. I'm married for money, now it's married for love. I'm married for love. We've had 43 years of marriage and it's still exciting. Money comes and goes. I got injured at work and had a big fight to get my benefits. 4 years with very little money and huge financial problems. And she stuck with me through everything. Pretty amazing. You see the difference and why I want to read some of these. Now, here is I'm married for money when it's a little long, but stick with me here because this blows my mind how well people think things out. Married for money. One of my mom's friends was like this. She met a very rich guy in New York, married him, was taken care of for a few years, and then, about 5 years into the marriage, she began to insist that they move to Boston. Stick with me here. She eventually got her way. They changed their residency, and she divorced him. Now, catch this. In Massachusetts, at the time, it may have changed since then, a marriage of at least 5 years guaranteed the wife 50% of the husband's estate, even if there was a prenup. In New York, she would have had to wait 10 years. You with me here? This was a blatantly strategic marriage, and while I don't agree with her actions, I don't think she has any regrets about putting in around 5 years of work for several $1 million. That's what's out there. That's what's out there. That's a married for money. Married for love. Call me a helpless romantic, but my wife and I married for love. We were both serving in the Marine Corps. I was a corporal. She was a private first class. I was making $500 a month. She was making $450 a month. Between our pay and allotments, we were making $1,500 a month. It wasn't much. We were very happy. And after we got out and finished our education, I guess you could say our marriage was for the money. She became an accountant, and I went on the job as a firefighter. Thank you, by the way, whoever this person is. By the end of our careers, I was making 50% more a week than our monthly income was back then. Wifey was making double weekly that we made back then. Our combined monthly income was well over what we made in a year when we were first married. We married for love, and the money came later. That's a good one. I like that. One more married for money, kinda. I didn't marry for money per se, but having a healthy checking account and an even healthier and thriving career was a requirement. My first husband grew up rich and inherited a lot of money, but squandered it on ill-advised investments. By the time our first wedding anniversary came, I was the only one making money and paying all the bills. F that. When I started dating again, I made sure to vet the career and financial stability and the acumen of the guys I liked. I have my own money and career and just really wanted someone I could do stuff with, not have to worry if I have to pay for them too. One more married for love. This is a long one, but I like it. I was engaged to someone whose family had a lot of money, and he was graduating law school. At the time, I was in my first semester of law school when he proposed. And right after, he told me it was law school or me, because he didn't want to take on my law school debt. I never expected him to. And a stay-at-home wife, I didn't want that. So I called the engagement off and married for love. My husband came from a poor family and didn't have a high-paying job. After we got married, I realized he had hid a lot of debt from me. Credit cards, student loans, the wedding, which I was told was taken care of. We've been married for 8 years, and I have been the breadwinner and sole provider for at least half the marriage. He hasn't had a stable job since our first year of marriage. I worked alone, paid off his debt, the wedding, put aside my law school loans to do it. I never took maternity leave both times I had kids because he was out of a job at the time. a lot of resentment. Whew, that's tough. A lot of resentment has built up because of our finances, especially because no one recognized that I did it all by myself. Because of his upbringing, he also doesn't know how to manage money or save. He constantly spends out of our means. We are now working with a therapist to work through these issues. I do find myself wishing I married for money and of pure exhaustion. Okay, well that was a double-edged sword. Ended a little bit different than I expected to. Wow. Let's take a look at the emojis, the thumbs up. Our good friend Joey Sita. That's right, from the one and only Stealing Society in the house. James Pombrio, thank you, brother. Todd Fry, the great drummer Todd Fry. Mr. Derek Feldman, thank you, everybody who is tuned in tonight to Vose. Some great stories of marriage, love versus money, porn stories, football talk. We had a great night here tonight on the show. Man, pretty wild. Neither. Stay single, right? Jesus. Well, I can't say. I got a good one. Yeah, I got to blow my nose. I'm sorry. I got a good one, and she's a lot of fun, and I'm okay with that. Happens. I want to say a big thanks to our guest tonight, Vose. Played some great songs. As you know, their new album is out now. All Consuming Static Eyes. Make sure you check it out on all social media platforms. It says down below there. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. Go to the Linktree /Vose to check it out. We are getting ready to get out of here for the evening. A little early, but we're getting ready to get out of here. 5 o'clock comes early. I got to get up and go to work. And my boss's boss has been there, and he's going to be there all week. And that's always a treat. Never enough authority figures in your face. But don't forget to come back with us Tuesday night, live here on the Yo Show. It'll be the dudes from Life After Last right here on the program. We have Tuesday and Wednesday next week, Life After Last, and Mr. Brady Hearn will be on the program as well, so make sure you come check it out. 5, I don't get to work till 7:30. I got to get up at 5. I got to be out the door by 6 to take a 45-minute ride to get to my job at 6:45 because my shift starts at 7. Pretty wild, huh? All that good fun. I'm going to take you out here tonight with a band we've spoken about that's going to be performing this Sunday night. It's Lady White Rat. Why not? This is their song Drown, and we're going to close the show with it tonight. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Huge thank you to Vose for coming on our program, and we'll see you all Tuesday night if we don't see you on social media. Have a great night, everybody. Come on down.
Change your life, I'll love you, then she said. Cut your hair, you'll look like everyone else. Switch your shirt, you're looking a bit strange. Take this pill, it'll make your life so great.
For you, girl.